So,
Good evening.
so before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right?
No, your voice is bit low, sir.
Now, is it
Hello.
fine? Is it fine to all?
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So in the yesterday's session, right, just I was a brief, we had a small introduction to this Azure data engineering. So general talking about cloud, majorly utilized for storing, analyzing, and delivering data in various form. So comparing with on-premises with cloud, right? On-premises, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, OS installation, purchasing your database license, installation of database server, designing the database objects. To maintain all this, we require separate teams. We require separate teams like hardware team required, operating system team, networking team, security team, database administrators, right? But in the cloud, but here everything in the cloud premises, we no need to maintain all this. No need to maintain the licenses, no need to maintain the infrastructure. So here everything in the cloud environment. So data engineers with the help of this cloud services. Data engineers with the help of cloud services. They work on the data and make it structured and useful. Data engineers responsible for smooth data flow from source to the destination. So the data engineers, their responsibility involves preparing the data, cleansing the data, transforming the data as per the requirement, processing the data as per the business logic. So data scientist and data analyst, people mostly ask the differences, right? Data engineer, data scientist, and analyst. Data scientist strategizes for the future. He analyzes the data, identify the patterns, and recommends for the future. Recommendations for the future. It's going to perform analysis. Data scientists perform data analysis, data predictions, data classification system, data recommendation system. It's going to perform recommendations, predictions, classifications, clustering, right? Data analyst on the other side just is going to summarize the data of the past and analyze the data and just going to visualize the data, right? Data engineer does all the groundwork for the data scientist and analyst. More than 80% of data analysis work is done by data engineers. 80% of the data analysis work is done by data engineers, that is performing, extracting, transforming, and loading, all this done by data engineers. So as of now, this data scientists, they're dependent on this data engineers in pulling the data from the different sources, transforming it and loading, right? But even the typical data scientist, he need to have the knowledge about this data engineering works, right? So data engineer, what are the data engineering involves? What are the sources of the data? What is the format of the data? How to transform the data as per that? What is the destination of the data, right? And I was discussing like why Azure data engineering is in demand today. Previously, if we talk about, if you go back like 10 to 15 years back, there is no role like data engineer. You won't see any data engineer role. That's we used to say like ETL developer, right? Why Azure data engineering in demand today? So most of the organizations, they are going to hire these data engineers and they are going to perform, they are going to create some data warehouse for the organization. This data warehouse is a structured storage and queryable data contains is they're going to extract data from various sources. The structures the data, stores it and monitors in data warehouse. And later the data engineers communicates with the data scientist, also communicates with the business team to know the business requirements for the organization. Right? So what are the roles? So data engineers, they keep constantly processing, analyzing, and monitoring the data. The main task is creating data pipelines through which the data is integrated, with all the crucial stages of the data flow. Through all the crucial stages of the data flow. He also makes sure that the pipeline is always efficient and secure. This is the primary role of data engineer, right? But if you talk about the role of Azure data engineer, there are many other roles, right? Main role like design, designing entire data flow architecture, designing entire data flow architecture, creation of data warehouse for storage of analytical data, ETL. ETL is the process. ETL is the process, is one of the key process of data engineering. They need to extract the data from various multiple sources, transform it as per the requirement, and they need to transform it into structured form and load that into company storage services for further business evaluations by the data scientists. Data monitoring. Data engineer should make sure that the ETL is performed in a proper way and data is available anywhere and everywhere where it's required. Data security. Data security also, right? One of the key tasks of data engineers. They need to secure at each step of the process without any data leaks or data exposure. Collaboration and communication. They need to keep on communicating. They'll be communicating with the business team and also with the data scientist for delivering the data as per their requirements. Deployment. They need to understand the insights of logs, reports, etc. Right? Data scientists or analysts requires the data delivered particular form. Data engineers have to deploy and maintain such a platform, right? Analytics, even data engineers transforming the data into structured and useful format. They need to have strong analytical and mathematical skills to perform this kind of analysis. And also automation, certain tasks has to be automated, certain process should be automated, which requires minimal human intervention, such as extraction, right? Okay, I was just briefing you about the data engineering products or the services, right? Azure SQL. What are the various Azure data engineering products? Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Cosmos DB, Azure Databricks, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault, right? Talking about this Azure SQL. It is a cloud RDBMS. It's a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. It's a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. It is for OLTP operations. It is for OLTP operations. It is not for data warehouse. Azure Data Lake. Some distributed file system, some distributed file system with unlimited data storage, with unlimited so I can say it's a cloud DFS, Azure Data Lake. Cloud DFS, distributed file system. It is a repository for large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Azure Data Lake is a kind of distributed file system. If you observe, right? Azure Data Lake is going to provide some kind of benefits, right? Unlimited data storage is going to provide some benefits like unlimited data storage, supports all varieties of data, supports all varieties of data. All varieties of data means structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Structured like database tables, Excel files, semi-structured like XML, JSON files, unstructured like short messages, images, raw text, and also supports all formats of data. Supports all formats of data. All formats of data means like a .txt, .txt, .csv. .txt, .csv, .zip, .gzip, right? Yes. Okay. All types of file formats supported by this, right? Here, it is a file system, right? If file, what is that? It is a file system. Means if it is a file system, we cannot maintain relationship. We cannot set up relationship. Generally, primary key, foreign key relationship can't be maintained in the files. But if it is tables, you can maintain, right, relationship between those. So what I'm expecting? I'm expecting a cloud RDBMS, I'm expecting the two for data warehouse that is used for data warehouse. The two I'm expecting the two, right? I'm expecting parallel processing. I'm expecting parallel processing. So all this you can achieve. All this you can achieve, right? So in this nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. This is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. So I'm expecting this cloud RDBMS for data warehouse, the two for expecting parallel processing is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. So in Azure Synapse Analytics, right? Yes. Azure Synapse. It's a cloud RDBMS. You can say it's a cloud RDBMS. The two for data warehouse. for data warehouse, for analytics, for batch processing, for batch processing. Batch processing means which user intervention is not required. Batch processing, batch applications or online application. Online applications compulsory. User has to give the input. Either user interactive applications, we say online applications. User non-interactive applications, we say like the batch applications or like batch processing. Parallel processing, right? All this. So here in this Azure Synapse, we have got a database. Here we have a database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. Here we have a database called Azure SQL Pool DB. Simply we say like Synapse DB. What do we call Synapse DB? What is Synapse DB? Cloud data warehouse of Azure. Cloud data warehouse of Azure. When to go for Azure Data Lake? When to go for Azure Data Lake? And when to go for Azure Synapse? Simply, if data is structured, go for Azure Synapse. If data is unstructured or semi-structured, go for Data Lake. Go for here. If data is structured, go for Azure Synapse. Data is unstructured, if data is unstructured or semi-structured, Azure Data Lake. All right. Next is Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. ADF. Simply ADF in a single word. ADF nothing but Cloud ETL. Cloud-based. It's cloud-based ETL or Cloud ETL of Microsoft. In Azure. It is a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure. So raw data coming from one side, process data coming from other side, being transformed as per the destination. So it's going to the main thing of this ETL, it performs ETL, right? Yes. So where this Azure Data Factory? Where this Azure Data Factory means, for example, if I'm taking OLTP systems here, if I'm taking OLTP systems here, these are things that these are the OLTP systems. And if I'm taking data warehouse, right? This OLTP systems, data warehouse storing historical data. Now try to say examples of OLTP systems. Online transactional processing. In the case of Azure, which is that? For OLTP. Azure SQL. And now to like non-Azure, like all the databases, all the databases like Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, MongoDB, all this comes under this examples of data warehouse. Azure Data Lake also you can take as this distributed file system. It comes in the data warehouse. Azure Synapse, Cloud or DBMS for data warehouse purpose. For Cloud or DBMS for data warehouse purpose, right? And what are the non on premises, right? Like I can say Teradata, Netezza, Vertica. Used for data warehouse, the databases which are used for Vertica, all this. These are Azure related. Now Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse. Where you see data factory here. Azure Data Factory between this OLTP and between the data warehouse, you can see that ADF. ADF. See, it acts as an integration service. It acts integration in between this OLTP and data warehouse. ADF doesn't come in OLTP. It doesn't come in data warehouse. ADF is an integration service. It is an integration service between these OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. It is a data integration service. We say ADF as a data integration service. All transactions captured at OLTP systems. All transactions captured, see here, simply if I can say, okay, all transactions OLTP systems, okay. How to bring these transactions? Right, is how to bring these transactions to warehouse systems. How to bring these transactions into warehouse systems. Try to say
using ADF.
into warehouse systems. Generally, we have ETL, right? Generally, we have ETL. Generally, we have. So not only this, for example, in Oracle, MySQL databases, you got some data, some transactions happen. How you are going to bring the data into warehouses? We have got some ETL by using ETL tools, right? Try to say some examples of some ETL tools.
Informatica.
Yes, Informatica is the one. Still, data stage,
Powerway.
Talent, all this Informatica, data stage, Talent, all these are what? On-premise ETL tools. On-premise ETL tools. But what I'm expecting? But I need a ETL. I need a ETL on cloud. That is ADF. That is ADF. Using ADF, we can connect with the cloud databases, non-cloud databases, NoSQL database, anything we can connect, right? We can extract data, pump the data into data lake or this warehouse systems, right? Here it is ETL. Here it is ETL. What our working style is. but our working style is ELT, ELT, extract, load, transform. But our working style is extract, load, transform. Yes. So this is ADF some. Next is Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. Simply, I can say it is Apache Spark based. Apache Spark based data analytics platform. Data analytics platform. You know, if you are what is Apache Spark? Very high speed data processing, very high speed data processing, huge data it is going to process in quick time. So Apache Spark has got great boom. So as part of the course, I'll also be briefing about this Azure Databricks with Spark, with PySpark. So what do you mean by normal Databricks? What do you mean by Azure Databricks? See, normal Databricks, if I talk, right, provides a cluster. Normal Databricks, it is going to provide cluster in the cloud. Okay, it's providing Spark cluster in the cloud. What is normal Databricks means? Normal Databricks provides a Spark cluster. Provides Spark cluster in cloud. Net banking. Providing Spark cluster in the cloud. Spark means very high speed processing as well and supports massive supports MPP. See Spark features, if you see Spark very high speed processing, Spark features, fast features means in-memory computation. Main thing is what? In-memory computation. In-memory computation means storage and the processing both happening at the RAM level, memory level, memory level storage, memory level processing. And now one more thing, supports massive input, supports MPP. MPP means massive parallel process. Massive parallel process. Very high speed processing you are going to see 100 times faster. Spark 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Spark 100 times faster. 100 times faster. Normal disk processing. 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Right? So if you talk, so I want some auto scaling feature, right? Auto scaling feature means if data is increasing, even the capacity also should be increased, cluster capacity. So auto scaling. So as per the requirement, so it is going to provide this auto scaling. Spark Cloud with auto scaling feature. Databricks is going to provide Spark Cloud cluster with auto scaling feature. If huge data, it is going to increase. Once it is processed, again coming back. But it is not a compatible data. See this Databricks, whatever that is, right? It is not compatible with all the Azure services, with all the Azure storage services. So that's why Microsoft and Databricks collaboratively, they launched a new product called Azure Databricks. Microsoft and Databricks collaboratively, they launched a new product called Azure Databricks. So Azure Databricks with auto scaling compatible with all the Azure storage services. Azure Cosmos DB. It's similar to MongoDB, right? But this is on cloud. Azure, what is this? Azure Cosmos DB. So just like MongoDB, it's a kind of NoSQL database. Simply, I can say Azure cloud-based NoSQL database. So Azure Cosmos DB, right? See, Azure cloud-based NoSQL data. What do you mean by NoSQL database? Means SQL and NoSQL. SQL means structured data from record to record. If you see a table from first record to last record, same number of columns or the fields will be maintained. But NoSQL, first record with 3 fields, second record with 5 fields, third record with 10 fields. Record to record, different number of fields can be maintained. And that too, schemaless behavior, random access. So these are the advantages you see, right? NoSQL database, schemaless behavior. Next. Streaming and Azure Streaming Analytics. Talk like Azure Streaming. Azure Streaming Analytics. The real-time analytics and event processing engine. So it is analyzing and processing. See, analyzing and processing high volumes, analyzing and processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources simultaneously, right? Understand this, analyzing and processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources simultaneously. And we got Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault. Secure key management, secure key management to protect the data in the cloud. To protect data in the cloud, right? So these are the main things, right? So if you talk like Azure SQL, it's a cloud RDBMS for OLTP operations, not for data warehouse. Azure Data Lake, it's a distributed file system with unlimited data storage, supports all varieties of data, supports all formats of data. So, but I'm expecting a RDBMS with data warehouse capability. That is what Azure Synapse for batch processing, for parallel processing. We have got a database called Azure SQL Pool DB. Simply we say Synapse DB. If data is structured, go for this Azure Synapse. If data is unstructured, Azure Data Lake. Azure Data Factory, it's between this OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. It acts as a data integration service between these two. Right here, like extracting, we are going to extract the data from the OLTP systems, transform and load it into this warehouse. Okay, Databricks, Azure, so like Apache Spark based data analytics. It's a very high speed processing, in-memory computation, supports massive parallel process, 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Azure Cosmos DB, it's a cloud NoSQL database. Schemaless behavior, random access, streaming analytics, analyzing, processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources simultaneously, right? And if you talk like Azure Key Vault, some secure key management to protect the data in the cloud, right? So these are the Azure services or the products, right? And if you talk about this job market of Azure data engineer, job market of Azure data engineer, right? See, if you talk according to Microsoft, every year lakhs of companies are getting registered themselves on Azure. More than 95% of this Fortune 500 companies are utilizing Azure cloud services. They in turn increasing the number of opportunities for Azure data engineers constantly. Even major companies are adopting Azure, organizing, shifting to Azure. Regularly, they need professionals who can work on Azure and handle big data. According to PayScale, data engineers have got the highest average salary as closely as data scientists. According to the survey of global knowledge, the two highest paying jobs, data engineer and data scientist. Data engineering jobs are the emerging jobs as the top ranking jobs around the world. Even companies like Facebook, Intel, Amazon, all are interested in hiring data engineers with a great salary packages. See the salary package of Azure data engineers 1.5 times more than the other technologies, right? Even like tech giants like Google, Apple, Cognizant, Walmart, all these, they're offering high paying jobs to data engineers. So here you can see the course content. So in brief, in depth, I'll be discussing about all this. You'll be getting a great comment. Everything will be practical oriented. Just check this course content, how Azure, first starting with Azure Data Factory. So first overview of about all the services, Azure Data Factory, Databricks, Data Lake, Azure SQL, Key Vault, Synapse, Cosmos DB streaming, starting with Azure Data Factory. So this is what pipelines, activities, linker service, data sets, activities, triggers, integration runtime, source control, global parameters, credentials, managed private endpoints, monitoring ADF jobs, alerts, sending failures, data flows, area of different 50, nearly 50 exercises, practical exercises I'm going to discuss right here. Azure Databricks. So in that, before I go with Databricks, I'll give some knowledge on this big data, Hadoop, Spark, cloud computing, Azure, and coming to the Azure Databricks, Azure cluster management, managing cluster, displaying, starting a cluster, terminating a cluster, deleting a cluster, Types of clusters, all-purpose job cluster, Databricks pools, cluster mode standard, high concurrency, auto scaling, multi-user clusters, Databricks utilities, credential utilities, data utility, file system utility, job utility, notebook utility, Databricks integration, blob storage, Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL database, Synapse and Snowflake. So handles multiple file formats, CSV data, JSON data, Parquet files, Excel files, XML, ORC and Avro files, Databricks batch processing, incremental load, historical load, date transformations, aggregations, join operations, window operations, union operations. Databricks streaming API, handling bad records, loading the data into tables, Databricks Lakehouse, Delta Lake, workflows in data flows, Azure Synapse, overview of pools, Azure using Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Storage Account Integration, Azure Synapse triggers, incremental load, logging and notifications, deep dive into copy activity, data flow introduction, Spark pool, right? All these things. So everything in brief. Not only these three things: Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse. Apart from this, I'll be providing the knowledge on Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL, Azure Cosmos DB, right? And Azure these things, right? All the other products. So as a ADF developer, as a ADB developer, as a data, so you are going to interact with all the Hadoop services, sorry, so Azure services, right? So you will be getting the session video of each and everything, each and every session video, each session is recorded. You will be getting the recorded session, even if you're absent for a couple of days, one day or a couple of days. You can go through the videos and attend the sessions for better understanding. Clear notes, a soft copy of these notes will be provided. A WhatsApp group for technical discussions, or if any errors, you can take the snap and post in the WhatsApp group. And mostly asked interview questions. All right. So any queries from your side, right? So from tomorrow, we are going to start with the things, actual things. So
Yeah, I
so-
have one question, sir. Like, what is the
Yeah,
prerequisite to
yeah.
attend this course?
Yeah, 1 second. So 1 second. So the prerequisites, right?
Yeah.
For Azure Data Factory, there is no prerequisites. It's a zero coding ETL tool, I can say. Everything is drag and drop. There's nothing is required, no prerequisites for this ADF. You can understand. For Databricks, Azure Databricks, right? Some basic Python knowledge is required. Basic SQL knowledge is required. That's it. And that too, I'll provide the syntaxes of this Python right before I go with the practical part of ADB, right? Azure Databricks. Right?
So we get a hands-on experience, like how to practice these things and like a exercise kind of thing.
So can you check here, right? All these 50 exercises I'm going to show you practically.
Okay.
So you can see nearly 50 are there. How to copy activity with multiple files, pattern matchings, looping activity, and data flows. So nearly 50 are there, 50 practical examples.
Okay. Do we have like any simulator kind of thing to practice all these things?
See one thing, Azure is going to provide you. So here we have got that.
So basically, we are going to register for the certification. Then only we'll get the environment, correct? Access to that environment.
No. Actually, so 1 second. For Azure Synapse prerequisite. So all this, right? Yes. See, basic Python and this basic SQL is the same, whatever the prerequisites for these things.
Okay.
See, for this software, whatever you want to practice, right? See, free trial is available. Azure free trial is available, right? Where you can go with that free trial. It is going to provide you some 16,000 free credits are going to be credited to your account that you can use it. So some Azure services are free for 1 year, for lifelong. Some services are free for 12 months. Some services are free for 1 month. Some services are free, right? So Azure is providing services like that. So some lifetime free, some services are lifetime free. Some are for 1 year they are free, and most of the services. And for 1 month, some services are free. And as whenever you go with the free trial, right, for the first time, right? So it is going to provide you some credits.
Okay, so this certification is must, na, sir, for attending any interviews or applying for jobs.
Yes, yes. So I'll just brief you about those in a couple of sessions I'll be taking for those. What is that? How the performance is going to be measured, right? So with this, you can see that course content, the syllabus in brief, right? That is enough, right, for cracking to this process.
Hello. So do we want to know like any Hadoop knowledge for this course?
If you have got it's better, right? Anyhow, I said here, if you have got the Hadoop and Spark knowledge, it's better. But even if it doesn't have, I said here, introduction to this big data, introduction to Hadoop, I'm saying, introduction to Spark in the Azure database before that. If you have already got this knowledge, it's much better. Otherwise, even I'm going to give the knowledge on that.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So from tomorrow, we are going to start with the Azure Data Factory, starting with that. So from tomorrow, the link is going to be changed. You are supposed to get enrolled to get the new link. So you can see that in the chart, in the Zoom chart, you can see the online team, they have posted, right? So the course content, if you have missed that yesterday, right? The yesterday video session is available. From tomorrow onwards, you will be getting the video daily to your Google Drive. You will be getting the notes. A WhatsApp group will be created tomorrow. You will be added to the WhatsApp group. All the sessions will be live sessions, interactive sessions. You will be kept in unmuted status. At any point, you can ask query. You can unmute and you can ask that query through voice or through chat. You can ask, right? Everything will be practical oriented, nothing theory here. So I'll show you how to get the subscription for the Azure. Step by step, I'll show you how we can do that, right? How to get the free subscription, right? Okay. Any other queries, right, from your side? So get enrolled for getting the link for the tomorrow session. So, and one more thing, you do mistake, even though if you are getting enrolled, some people, can you see in the chart a message given by the online team? There is an underlined form. If you have got enrolled, right, if you're done with the payment, don't forget to share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID provided. You'll enroll, but you won't share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID provided. So you won't be getting that link. That's why you need to share your screenshot to the mail ID that is provided, DURGASOFT online training. Then only they'll be providing you the link. With whatever mail ID you are forwarding to that mail ID, you are going to get the link, right? Yes. Fine. All the details are provided there. Any other queries from your side? Everything in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing, right? What are the prerequisites also I'm going to discuss before it. For example, some data bricks, and for this, there are some prerequisites you can see, you can observe. I am just going to discuss that also, like some big data, like Hadoop, Spark, are some prerequisites. I am going to brief it before I go with those things. Spark, Hadoop, and big data, overview about all those things. You'll be given knowledge on this. Okay. Fine. Any other queries, right? So if
There
I'm
is
done
a
with
question.
People can provide any job assistance kind of thing, like placements or.
so Durga Jobs, there is durgajobs.com is there, right? In that assistance, if any jobs, everything, right, they'll be posting there. And you need to check that regularly, right? Durgajobs.com, right?
durgajobs.com. Okay.
Yes. So assistance means if anything, right, any requirements in any of this, right, they'll be posting in that. But the only thing, if you check, right, lot of jobs for Azure data engineering, data factory, and data bricks, right? If you can check in this Google, right, lot of jobs for Azure.
Yeah, but there mostly all the jobs for seniors, like experienced guys.
So whatever, so here
want to
then
shift
at the end
to
of this, course, not only that they'll be mentioning 0 to 3 years, 0 to 4 years, like in that way they'll be mentioning. Not all the companies, they'll be asking from 0 to 3, 0 to 4 years, 0 to 5 years. If you have got good knowledge, you can just, if you have got good command on these things, definitely you can get through this process. So that's what we'll be discussing with many working examples. Right. Fine. Okay. So if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other queries, I will sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow. And one thing before you go with the payment process, one main thing I'm going to say you, the timings of this batch. Let me make it clear about the timings before you go with the payments. Initial, it's starting at 4 p.m., right? Initial 2 weeks, it will start at 4 p.m. After 2 weeks, it will start at 5 p.m. up to the end of the course. So I'm making it clear before the payments, right? If
What
you-
is the duration of the course, sir?
3 months. So
3
total
months.
data engineering around 3 months it is going to take.
3 months, and that too daily classes or like how is it going to be?
Daily classes, daily it will be
Monday to Friday or Saturday?
Monday to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays I'll be taking, I'll be pre-intimating you. Monday to Friday only, but Saturday sometimes I'll be taking.
Okay.
Okay. Some bigger sessions also at the end of the session, end of this I'll be taking, right? Some bigger sessions also I'll be planning, I'll pre-intimate at the end of the course. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just sir, just I want to talk 2 minutes personally. Okay, like whom to contact?
So the contact details are there, right? In that they'll arrange a call, right? Yes.
Okay, sure.
The contact details, 3 contact details. The first contact detail is there. You can call them. They'll arrange a conference call, right?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So thank you all for your time. Meet you tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fine.